everybody. Welcome to the January cooking demo. I'm your host, Miss Meg, and this beautiful sound is some onions and garlic sauteing in my wonderful Dutch oven tasty one-top cooktop. And the recipe I'm going to make for you today is tasty cheeseburger soup. There's nothing like a hot soup on a cold day, and today will be perfect for that. So right now I have about one large onion diced and about a couple tablespoons of crushed garlic going into this soup right now, developing all this flavor. With about maybe 2 tablespoons of olive oil, be perfect. So next ingredient I'm going to add some celery. And onions and celery and also carrots are part of this trinity of vegetables that develop flavor and substance to like any sauce or any soup. And it'll definitely be needed in this soup here. And this is cheeseburger soup. Definitely be a winner. All right, so this is onions, garlic, and celery. Excuse me. In so far. Excuse me. So, what I wanted to do for the month of January was really just focus on like basically having a warm dish or a hot dish on a cold day. Today it is cold. It is about like in the teens right now. And you know, you probably have the heater on, sitting under a warm fire. This will be the perfect dish for that. So I'm just going to let these get translucent. You know, Cal, if we can get, you know, a shot of the veggies here. This is about like what the veggies should look like at the step. So these look perfect. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to add, these carrots. Basically part of the trinity. So it's celery, onion, and carrots. So there we go, perfect. Get those in. About maybe a cup of these matchstick carrots. A couple handfuls. Be perfect. All right. Okay, that looks perfect. Then if you have a huge stock pot or a huge Dutch oven, throw it all in there. But since this is only of 5 quarts, I'm going to keep it to a couple handfuls. I'm going to make sure this balances out. All right. So, coming up now is we are going to, if I can search for it. There it is. Perfect. Have a slotted spoon here. We're going to put our potatoes in. Potatoes, since they oxidize in room temperature and turn brown, you want to put them in water. So what I'm going to do, normally, you know, it'd be good to drain this before you go ahead and put them in the soup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a slotted spoon on here. Since I really didn't have a chance like to have them drained. So I'm going to take a handful like this, get all the water out, put them in. A little bit of water gets in, no big deal. But these were cut and cubed. You can peel these if you want, but I like the flavor of the skin, and the skin has a lot of nutrients in it. Make you feel good about yourself. So I kept the skin on. Lost a few there, that's okay. Make sure you drain as much water as possible, but if you get a little bit in there, not a big deal. And you want to make sure these potatoes get nice and tender. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is looking great. I'm gonna keep it to there, and look, let these get nice and flavorful and tender. And then we're gonna add our stock. Now you can use any type of broth or any type of stock for this dish, but I am going to use, I have right here, the Wegmans organic free-range chicken broth. So about, since it's going to be a 5-quart, about 2 cups. So one of these cartons. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right. Perfect. Just the right amount. So what I'm going to do is give this a good mix together. All the vegetables getting all nice and tender, nice and delicious. And then this right now will be a good time to season. A couple of things of sea salt. A few rounds of freshly cracked pepper. And then I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let this simmer for about maybe 5 or 10 minutes until the potatoes are nice and tender. So, turn this up a little bit. Where is it? Where are you? And then when we come back, we'll continue on the next steps with delicious cheeseburger soup. Hey everybody, so what I did was, as you can see, the soup has come to a boil. This nice aroma that's, oh my God, if smell-o-vision only existed, see the aromas and the smells, and this smells so good. I added the ground beef, because you can't have cheeseburger soup without the burger. So I added the beef to the soup. And right now we are at a boil, and so in just a minute or two the potatoes will be nice and tender, and we can start with the next process. So just a couple more stirs, and then I'm going to go ahead and lower the temperature here to about medium low. You want this because the next step here we're going to add what's called a slurry, and that's milk. So in this soup we're going to be using half and half. And some cornstarch, about a couple tablespoons of cornstarch here. So what it does, it creates what's called a slurry. And the slurry is what makes the soup thick, as well as the starch from the potatoes will also make this soup very thick as well. So I am going to go ahead and add that to my soup. And give this a good stir. So it'll get nice and thick. We want it to get nice and thick. So it'll look like this cream color right here, Kel. This nice cream color. And oh, I can feel it getting thick right now. Oh. The soup is going to be so luscious and so amazing. So nice, thick, creamy soup. Perfect. So we're going to let this go for about a minute or so, a minute or two, until the soup gets nice and thick. And then, what is the last ingredient of a cheeseburger? Cheese! Then we'll add our cheese in, and then we're going to add our seasonings, and the soup is going to be finished. And the good thing about a soup, why I love doing a soup, is because when you do a soup, all you got to do is just prep your ingredients ahead of time and just throw them in. And boom, 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 voila, you have a soup. And Emeril Lagasse actually judges his new upcoming restaurants based on their soup du jour or soup of the day. So that's an interesting fact, an interesting tidbit there. So Anybody I think would have this cheeseburger soup as their soup of the day, I'd say be an A+ in my book if I was Emerald Lagasse. Okay, perfect. And the beef, just in case you're wondering, the beef that I used for this soup is 80-20. It's ground chuck, but you can also use 90-10 if you like to cut down some of the fat. And you want to drain some of the fat out because you don't want that overpowering flavor to mask the essence of the soup. Like you want the onion, you want the garlic, you want the salt, you want the pepper. You want the Trinity to shine through. So right now for this, the recipe calls for about another cup of half and half. But since this one is only a 5-quart pan and the color looks actually perfect, I am going to leave that out. But if you like to add more half and half, you do so. Perfect. And if you want to add, if it's not getting thick enough or it's not turning into the desired consistency you want, add more cornstarch. So I'm going to add a little bit more cornstarch in here. Then we'll go ahead. Little bit more cornstarch. And they'll get nice and thick. And also another thing too, like when it's not at the desired consistency, you can leave it for a minute or two and it'll naturally thicken. Okay, good. This is looking a lot better. Oh, look at this. This is so far, and we haven't even added the cheese yet. Look at this. So, speaking of, let's add our cheese. This is the Mexican 4-style 4-cheese, shredded cheese. You can do cheddar, you can do mozzarella, you can do white cheddar, as sharp as you want it. So I'm going to do it by the handful because you don't want to do too much because then it won't, because we want everything to mix evenly. We want it all to mix evenly throughout the soup. Okay. Looks like it's mixed evenly, and then you also can use a whisk to whisk in the cheese. Basically similar like mac and cheese. Whisk it in. Get a little bit more here. Perfect. And it calls for about maybe 2 cups or a full bag of it, but I would say to your desired amount. And let's put this on so we don't have the pan fall off here. And I believe this last amount should be good because we want this soup cheesy, right, Cal? Mm-hmm. We want this soup cheesy. And I do want to give a special shout out to my wonderful camera person and assistant here, our wonderful page, Miss Kelly Turpak. She's done an excellent job for me so far. So, thank you, Kelly.
You are so welcome. Thank you for making amazing food.
Aw, you're very welcome. Hopefully sooner rather than later COVID will be over and we can start actually doing the cooking demo for real. You guys can taste and basically you watch me do a dish, and the best part, you get to eat it. Who doesn't love that, right? Oh, look at this. This consistency right here is what we want. Look at this soup. Oh, wow. Liquid gold. All right, so now, anytime like you add like extra ingredients in here, you always want to make sure that they're well seasoned. Otherwise, if you just add and add and add, and especially liquid, and when it dilutes the flavor, You always want to make sure the flavor carries through. So, you gotta waken up your palate. Salt. This is Wegmans sea salt, if everybody's watching, but any type of salt. Salt is salt. Freshly cracked pepper. And these are spice grinders that can be found at Wegmans. So give this a good stir here. You can see the black pepper. So good. And then my favorite spice from all time. Sorry about that. Oh, pepper does make you sneeze. Be careful with that. And my favorite ingredient of all time, paprika. Shout out to Brain Miller's Market. Smoked paprika. Sprinkle it on there. And any of the seasonings, whenever, I just want to see, look at this color. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. Like, I get so excited when food looks so good. If you've seen my video, my virtual cooking demo on when I did the cream of mushroom soup, I did one thing like, yep, this is looking good. So, again, this is looking good. Oh my goodness. Who would not want to eat this soup on a cold winter evening? In front of the fire, can't get better than that. Okay, so, again, get a ladle and my bowl, my wonderful mug. Homage to my wonderful Bijan Frise Chasey, who has not been with us for about 3 years now. Miss him, so this is my homage to him. Get a ladle, scoop it in. And whenever you're leaving on soup on like a stove top or on a cooktop, you want to do it at a very, very low temperature. You don't want to overcook anything or overdo anything. That way it'll be nice and consistent. So, our favorite part, QCQA. Get a new spoon for that. Be right back. Get my plastic spoon here. There we go. All right. QCQA, give this baby a taste. This is a cheeseburger with French fries and a soup. The flavor of the beef, the black pepper, the onion, the garlic, the potatoes are perfect. Just fabulous. So, you can get this recipe as well as any others on our Lackawanna Library page on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And be sure to check us out next month, February, Valentine's Day. I'll be doing a special Valentine's Day dessert for you. So, as of me, I'm Miss Meg, is my wonderful assistant, Kelly Turpak. We hope to see you here on February. And again, stay warm, stay healthy, stay good.